गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी. All of you should sing. Is it difficult? सब लोग ऐसा थोड़ा स्क्रीन के पास आके बैठिए, यू कैन सी. जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा जमुना तीर वनचारी जमुना तीर जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा गोपी जनवल्लभ जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजना यशोदा जमुना तीर वनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे हे हरे कृष्णा हरे रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे रामा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna. So today we will read 16th verse of 4th chapter. So last Sunday, Sachinandan Hari Prabhu gave class on 13th verse, that is Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. It's visible for everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So you can repeat after me. Kim karma kima karmeti, Kim karma kima karmeti, कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात् यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। आवाज ही नहीं आ रहा है आप लोगों से। No one is repeating. Is it difficult to repeat? Huh? So you should repeat it louder. Huh? Kim karma kima karmeti. Kim karma kima karmeti. So if you see, this is kim karma, kim akarmeti, kim akarmeti, kim akarmeti, kim karma kim akarmeti, kavayopyatra mohitaah, kavayopyatra mohitaah, तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात् यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात् किं कर्म किम कर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। कोई रिपीट कर सकते हैं? कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात् किं कर्म किम कर्मेति यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। When we are reciting, we should not say ashubhat. Though it is ashubhat, when you break the sandhi, it will be ashubhat. But you should recite yagnatva mokshase shubhat. You should not break anywhere. It should continuously say yagnatva mokshase shubhat, like that. Anyone else? कोई बोल ट्राई। किम कर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। वेरी गुड, वेरी नाइस। राधाकृष्ण चंद्र प्रभु, किम कर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। फ्रॉम माताजी's, anybody wants to try? किम कर्मेति कवयोऽप्यत्र मोहिताः तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्। Anyone else? माता जी बोलिए, माता जी थोड़ा जोर से बोलिए, दिखाई नहीं पड़ रहा है आपको? You should say so much loud that this side person also should hear. You don't have microphone, so you should speak louder. Kim karma kima karmeti kavayo pyatra mohita tatte karma prabhakshami Yagnatva mokshase shubhat. You all repeat after me. Kim, what is? Karma, action. Kim, what is? Akarma, inaction. Iti, thus, Kavayaha, the intelligent man, the intelligent. Api, also, Atra, in this matter, Mohitaha, are bewildered. Tat, that, te, unto you, karma, work, pravakshyami, I shall explain. Yat, which, gnatva, knowing, mokshase, you will be liberated, Ashubhat, from ill fortune. So translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. Purport: action in Krishna consciousness has to be executed in accord with the examples of previous bona fide devotees. This is recommended in the 15th verse. Why such action should not be independent will be explained in the text to follow. To act in Krishna consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized persons who are in a line of disciplic succession, as explained in the beginning of this chapter. The system of Krishna consciousness was first narrated to the sun god. The sun god explained it to his son Manu. Manu explained it to his son Ikshwaku, and the system is current on this earth from that very remote time. Therefore, one has to follow in the footsteps of previous authorities in the line of disciplic succession. Otherwise, even the most intelligent man will be bewildered regarding the standard actions of Krishna consciousness. For this reason, the Lord decided to instruct Arjuna in Krishna consciousness directly, because the direct instruction of the Lord to Arjuna, anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. It is said that one cannot ascertain the ways of religion simply by imperfect experimental knowledge. Actually, the principles of religion can only be laid down by the Lord Himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam, from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 3rd chapter, 19th verse. No one can manufacture a religious principle by imperfect speculation. One must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu and Kumaras, Kapila, Prahlada, Bhishma, Shukadeva, Goswami, Yamaraja, Janaka and Bali Maharaj. By mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of causeless mercy to his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. Can you all repeat after me? Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyamishwaram. So, this particular verse tells the intricacies of the karma. Kim karma kima karmeti kavayopyatra mohita tatte karma pravakshami yagnatva mokshase ashubhat. So we will start from the last word. In Sanskrit you can start from anywhere and explain the meaning. Okay? Ashubhat. Ashubhat means what? Shubhat means very auspicious. Ashubhat means inauspicious. But what is happening to that inauspiciousness? Mokshase means you are delivered from the inauspiciousness. When you know, yagnatva, by knowing something, yagnatva, by knowing something, but what you are going to know? Kim karma kima karmeti. What is the karma? What is akarma? Okay? Kim karma kima karmeti. This is something. Karma and akarma are very difficult things to understand. Okay? Even the kavi means learned people are called kavis. Right? Here kavi means a scholar. Even those scholars also are bewildered. Mohitaha means mohit ho jate hain. They are also bewildered. What is the karma and what is akarma? Kim karma kima karmeti. Kavayopyatra mohita. Tatte karma pravakshyami. Now here Krishna is going to tell. I am going to tell you now. Pravakshyami means I am explaining. I will explain like that. Pravakshami. Me means my. Me. In English also me. I am going to explain you what? The difference between karma and akarma. What? Karma and akarma. And knowing which, yagnatva mokshase ashubhat. By knowing that knowledge which is going to be given by Krishna, one can be delivered from ashubhat, inauspiciousness. Sri 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 Radha Madhav ki, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki, Sri Sri Jagannatha Baladeva Subhadra Maharani ki. So now, what is ashubha? Tell me something which is not auspicious in our life. Anything inauspicious? You have anything inauspicious in your mind? Inauspicious. खराब चीज है. What are those things? जो अशुभ है, कौन सा चीज है? सब शुभ है क्या? क्या अशुभ है? अशुभा हम इधर यूज किया. What is that अशुभ? अशुभ क्या होता है? व्हाट प्रभु जी अशुभ? Okay, whatever we don't like, that is ashubha. Okay, it's good. Prabhu, anything ashubha you can tell? What is ashubh? Tema Vidhata Prabhu. Death is an ashubha thing. Accident, disease, material attachment. Any other ashubha? Old age is ashubha. It's not so good to get old. You know, when we are young, we do so many things. Everybody respect us, but when we become old, nobody respect. Finish. Because we will not. I mean, not nobody, but at least generally people don't respect. And then we also get closer to the death, which is ashubh. Any other ashubh? Yes. Even our very birth is ashubh actually. Someone is taking birth in this material world, that means we are all going to face so many problems in this life. All ashubha will begin with the birth itself. So all these things are ashubh. And if someone understand the knowledge given by Krishna pertaining to karma and akarma, they will be delivered from this inauspiciousness. Now let us try to understand what is karma? Karma means action. Please focus on the class. Karma means action. Anything that we do is an action. Okay? So, that action is called karma. And every action will have equal and an opposite reaction. What is this principle called? Newton's third law of motion. Every action will have equal and opposite reaction. So similarly in the karma also, every one of our action will have a reaction. And now that reaction will be always opposite. You hit someone, someone will come and hit you. Reaction will be like same, but it will be in opposite direction. I take away money from someone, okay, someone will take away money from me. Same, but in opposite direction. So this, whenever there is a reaction to an action, that is called a karma. Okay? And akarma means what? The one which is not a karma is called akarma. The one which is not a karma. That means what a karma should have? It should have a reaction. You understand? A karma should have a reaction, then it is called karma. But if an action do not have any reaction, what do we call that? There is an action, but there is no reaction to it. That is called akarma. It's an action, but it is not an action. Okay? In one sense. So now we will try to understand these terminologies. Very important. Just all the material activities, performed on the material platform will have reactions. Okay? So they are all called karma. And when those activities are performed in line with the scriptural injunction, okay, Shastra is telling you to do this, you are doing that, then it is a sakarma. Okay, sakarma, it's a good activity and you will have good reaction. So you are helping someone as per the scriptural injunction, then you will have some good help in future. You will be helped. And Shastra never tell go and kill someone, but you are killing. Then what will happen? There will be opposite reaction. You will be killed. So, but when an action is performed against the scriptural injunctions, it is called vikarma. Okay? One is sakarma. So now karma is classified into two parts. Sakarma and vikarma. Vikarma is against the scriptural injunctions. Sakarma is as per the scriptural injunction. But both of them are performed on material platform. Okay? Not on spiritual platform. And when an action is performed on the spiritual platform, okay, then it becomes akarma. What it becomes? Akarma. Now how many terms are there? Sakarma, vikarma, akarma. Now when there is no reaction to some action, then you will go on doing that. There is no end to it actually. That's the speciality of the akarma. So now I am giving Bhagavad Gita class. You are all sitting there, almost 1.5 hours you will be sitting and hearing the class. What is this? Sakarma or vikarma or akarma? Yes? Sakarma, sitting in Bhagavad Gita class. It's akarma. It's done on the spiritual platform. It's not on material platform. You will not have any reaction. Okay, you are sitting and making noise in the class, then it becomes vikarma. But sitting in the class and hearing carefully, it is not even karma. I am speaking Bhagavad Gita is not even karma or sakarma, it is akarma. Okay. Now, if we are able to distinguish these three activities and train ourselves to do only akarmas in our life, okay, we practice, throughout our life so that we do only akarma. There won't be any karma in our life. Then when there is no karma, actually the next life is because we have karmas. Because we have karmas, there is next life. If there is no karma, then how can, what life should be given to you? In this life, you have taken 10,000 rupees from me, you have not returned. You made some karma. Okay? It's a vikarma. I gave you 10,000 rupees, I made sakarma. Okay? And now to fulfill that sakarma, I have to take another birth. To fulfill your vikarma, because you have to pay 10,000 next life. In this life, somehow you have evaded. But next life you have to pay. Then you need to take another life. But when it comes to akarma, when you do all your activities in akarma, then Krishna says there is no next life for him because there is no karma left. So he will deliver that person from this materialistic existence. That means he is delivered from all kinds of inauspiciousness. Inauspiciousness is there in this world. We are all sitting nicely here. After the class we go. Who knows what will happen, When we step out, or even when we are here, when we are sitting, something can fall on our head. Fans are not there. So something can fall and we can go. Like I met one donor, his son was working with SAIL, he studied in some IIT, very well educated, young chap, and then he was working in SAIL in a good position. It has never happened like that, Suddenly, the crane generally lifts weights, right? And it has lifted some 20-30 tons of weight, and it is going above his head. And the chain of the crane broke, and that heavy thing fell on this boy, and he died. So anything can happen at any point in time. Very uncertain. That's why this world is full of uncertainty and Ashubha also. This is Ashubh, right? But if there is no birth at all, we are going to take our next life in the spiritual world, then there is no more birth, no more death, no more old age, no more disease. Actually, nobody said Ashubha is disease, also is one Ashubha. Inauspicious thing. So, when we understand this and learn what is karma, what is vikarma, what is akarma, and very carefully avoid all the karmas, do everything akarma only. This is the art of life. We learn from Bhagavad Gita. Many people say karma yoga, karma yoga. Somebody may be working in a slaughterhouse. Every day he goes on time, 9 o'clock. He works maybe till 7 o'clock in the night. And every time he may do overtime also, OT. 365 days he will work. No leave also he takes. He is a karma yogi. Will he become karma yogi? Just because working nicely? No. He should do his activities as akarma. You kill cow, cow will come and kill. I will tell you one story. But before that we will recite this shloka. Can you all repeat? Karmano hyapi bodhavyam. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Akarmanascha bodhavyam. Gahana karmano gatihi. Gahana means very subtle way, very secretly it works. This karma works very, very subtle way, very difficult to understand. So, but if we understand and do our activities, then we are delivered from this material world. Now I will tell you the story. A very nice Brahmin was doing some worship under one tree. He was worshipping the Lord under a tree, and suddenly the sound started coming. A cow was running. In front of him, cow was running, and then he looked at the cow, and then cow passed through him, and it went inside. One particular side it went, and then behind the cow there was one butcher running. One butcher was running behind the cow, and then butcher asked, where did the cow go? Is गाय किस तरफ गई है? Then Brahmana is supposed to speak truth. If he lies, then he is no more a Brahmana. He is supposed to speak truth, though one has to have ability to discriminate where to speak, where not to speak. So he knows this butcher is having the butcher knife in his hand and is running behind the cow, and from the dress also it is easy to understand that this fellow is a butcher. But because he was adhered to, he speak truth, then he shows the direction. Cow went this side. He had shown the direction, and then that butcher went in that direction and slaughtered the cow, and he took the meat away. So in the next life, because is a Brahman who had spoken truth, he got again Brahman's life, even though he was adhering to Brahmanical principles. He got another life as Brahmana. And then this Brahmana was very nice Brahman. He was practicing his whatever Anushtan, and one day he was traveling from a village, and he thought, it's already night has fallen, it's not so safe to walk further, so let me take rest in this village. So he goes in front of one of the house, and then he knocks the door. Can I take rest tonight outside your veranda? And next day morning I'll wake up and then I'll move forward. Then the house people said, fine, you can take rest. And then he was lying down there in their veranda, and in the mid of the night, he felt some soft touch on his body, because some woman was waking him up. Then he opened his eyes and he found the same house owner's wife was, it was a house owner's wife, the same house owner's wife was there. She was waking him up. He said, what happened? And she said, see, in my life I am completely fed up with my husband. He is not so good. He never takes care of me nicely. Now I am so much attracted to you. Let's run into the forest and enjoy, I hate my husband. Let us go away from here. Like that, she comes and proposes to that Brahman. And Brahman says, have you gone mad or what? You are supposed to be very chaste. However is your husband, you should serve him all throughout your life. You should never abandon your husband for the want of some sense gratification. It's not fair. Better you go back to your home, sleep peacefully, everything will be all right. Like that he advises and sends her back. And she becomes very angry. You don't listen to me? See what I will do now. Then immediately she goes into the kitchen and takes a knife, and she goes to her bedroom and then she stabs her husband. She stabs her husband, and then this Brahman was sitting outside and is running behind her to stop her from killing her husband. And then when she left the knife inside his tummy, he takes that knife out and then he tried to save him. And then she will start shouting loudly, this fellow came to rape me and then he's killing my husband also. You see, and then when she started shouting, all the people in the nearby came there and then caught him, knife in the hand, like in the movies. If you take the knife out, whose fingerprints will be there? Brahmana's fingerprints will be there. And now people will arrest him. And then there will be panchayat, there will be village meeting, and this Brahman should be punished. He has killed this woman's husband. And he was actually after that woman, so he should be punished very hard. But he seems to be a Brahman. So Brahmanas are never given a death punishment, because the person who kills Brahmana will be scared. Brahma hatya patakam. So Brahmanas are generally not given death punishment. So what really happened? The same Brahman, he had shown the cow. The cow has gone with that hand. So that hand is chopped. Even though he had spoken the truth, he was not true. That truth has costed the life of that cow. Who has killed the cow? The butcher had killed the cow. Now the next slide, the cow has birth of this Brahman, the woman, okay, and the butcher has become her husband in the next life. You see, earlier the butcher has killed a woman, cow. The same cow has taken birth as his wife, and now that karma is now being nullified by this woman killing their husband. She was killed as a cow, but now she is killing as from the human body to that man. So this is how the karma works. And in our life also, day to day, so many things happen, right? Why did it happen to me? Always this question will come to us, isn't it? Why I only should get this, like that. But everything has got certain ground before. In our previous life and even before that, so many karmas we have done. And those karmas will gradually fructify and then they will come out as a fruit. And then we will see when we eat that fruit, whether it is sukha or dukkha, either distress or happiness, it comes as a fruit and then we will experience that. So why did I take birth in a rich millionaire's family? It's because you have done so much piety, some punya, you are getting this birth. Somebody gets birth in very, very, very poverty-stricken family. Why? Because of some sinful activity. So when one understands this, karmas and vikarmas will lead to the next life, and both of them lead to ashubha. So now Krishna here teaches. Now you understand. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam akarmanascha. Now you understand these three things. So when you understand these three things, you learn to see. Now as I said, I am giving a Bhagavad Gita class, you people are hearing. So, when the outside person sees, what are these people doing? They are doing nothing. You understand? The outside person, those who are not devotees, who are completely materialistic person, he says, what if these people are doing nothing? They don't see any value in the activity that we are doing. Right? So, they see akarma in our activity, akarma in our activity. Similarly, we people, those who are devotees, they see, somebody is making, what is that, in Dubai there is big hotel, Al Burj Khalif, okay, example I am giving, somebody is constructing Burj Khalif hotel, okay, how much work it takes to complete that hotel, Burj Khalif, the tallest hotel, so much endeavor, so much of karma, isn't it? And a transcendentalist, a spiritualist, he sees, are they fools or what? Why are they wasting their time? They are doing nothing, they are just wasting their time. Though it is a karma, they see akarma in it. There is no work in it. I can just sleep under my arm, I can put my arms below my head and sleep. The sky is my chadar, Why I need a house? The sages will think like this only. Why I need plate and glass, God has given hand. To make plate, silver plate or whatever, all this is waste of time. Means they see in that karma useless, akarma is useless. So when someone learn to see in the spiritual activity is a real activity, all materialistic activities are actually not even activities. They are all useless in one sense. That's what is called karmanyaya. I'll just recite the shloka. Actually, okay. 18th verse. Yeah. Karmanyaya karmaya pashyeda karmani cha karmaya sabuddhiman manusheshu sayukta kritsna karma krit. When somebody sees this way, only the activities pertaining to the service of Krishna are really useful activities. Rest all are useless. When that activity is connected to Krishna, it becomes akarma. When it is not connected to Krishna, it is karma. And karma is useless because that is ashubha. And akarma is useful because that is delivering us from ashubha. So when we learn to see this, then we see the action in inaction and inaction in action. Like construction of Burj Khalif hotel, you don't see any action in it. There is action, but you see inaction in it. You are getting this? You are able to understand this? Even though there is a big action is there, like our government has constructed a secretariat, very beautiful building, but a transcendentalist says there is no action in it. And similarly, even though there is no action in the assembly of devotees when they are discussing about Krishna, it is considered to be an action. Inaction mein action dekhna, action mein inaction dekhna. Okay. Now Arjuna is fighting in the battle. What it is? Action or inaction or what it is? Action? Action or inaction? Action! Prabhu, Arjuna fighting in the battlefield is action or what? Action? Okay. Now, Arjuna is fighting for whom? Is he fighting for himself? For himself, he is ready to take a begging bowl and then go from house to house, beg and eat little food. Arjuna was ready to do that. But for whom he was fighting? Krishna. So even though Arjuna's doing battle is an action, because he was doing it for Krishna, now what it becomes? Inaction. This idea we should have. So Arjuna's action is an inaction. Okay? Arjuna's action is an inaction. Whereas, even though there may be so many, Duryodhana's action is there. He is not doing it for Krishna. So he made such a big arrangement for the battle. 13 years, tirelessly he was meditating how I can defeat Kaurava, Pandavas. He was making alliance with so many kings. He was planning, he was conspiring, he was doing so many actions for defeating Pandavas and usurping their kingdom. Now, what is Duryodhana's action? Action or inaction? But we see inaction means there is no action in that inaction means no action. Okay? इतना कुछ किया but कुछ फायदा का नहीं है. End of the day what happened? Like, Duryodhana was practically beaten to death. He was lying on the ground, blood being oozing out from his thighs. No one to look after, no one to bring even a glass of water for him. Very heinous way he died. So even though he was doing so many actions, a transcendentalist sees it's useless action. So, Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki, Sri Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki. So, this idea we should have. Action in inaction. Whenever it is materialistic, even though there is no action, there is no action or action, that becomes useless. That concept we should develop in our life. And now we also in our day-to-day life, we do so many activities. Just like Arjuna was doing a big battle for the sake of Krishna, similarly we also live our life for the sake of Krishna. We get up in the morning. Why we get up? So that we can worship Krishna on the newer day, on the next day. So for that we go to sleep, we get up, we take bath for what? Without bath, how can I worship Krishna? We eat prasadam. If I don't eat prasadam, then how will I have energy to do any service to Krishna? We do all our activities in connection to Krishna, for the sake of Krishna. Then all our actions will be turning as inactions, akarma, and they won't result in any reaction, and we attain perfection. We will be delivered from all kinds of inauspiciousness. So these three things we should understand and practice nicely. Okay? Any questions? Yes, Prabhuji. कृष्णा माइक्रोफोन दे सकते हैं?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, when we talk outside about Bhagavad Gita, so many people question that the Bhagavad Gita which we are reading is modified, or how can we believe that it is like the Bhagavad Gita which is being spoken by Krishna? So how can we convince, or how can we actually tell this to the person who doesn't have the interest?
Okay.
This is my first question, and there is another question as well. The second question is, when in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that I am God. So how can we actually make understand the person that the statement which is being said in the Bhagavad Gita is totally authentic and Krishna is actually God?
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice questions. First question, you can, generally people can ask many questions, as if we don't have any questions to ask them. You ask him, what is the proof that you have that Bhagavad Gita is modified? Do you have any proof that Bhagavad Gita is modified in so and so year, so and so person put his finger and then yes, tweaked the Bhagavad Gita? Ask him that question. If he brings any proof, then we will try to answer him. Otherwise, we no need to answer. The Bhagavad Gita what we are reading is being accepted by Adi Shankaracharya, it is accepted by Ramanujacharya, accepted by Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, so many great scholars, Baldev Vidyabhushan, even in modern people like Mahatma Gandhi, whoever, all of those people have accepted. Now, should I take them as authority or you are as an authority? Are you bigger authority than Adi Shankaracharya or Ramanujacharya? Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, so many great stalwart acharyas have adhered to this text. They never said, oh, Bhagavad Gita is modified. If it is modified, then which portion is modified? Just they want to make unnecessary fuss about it. And your second question is, Krishna is telling himself as God. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. Krishna says, I am the Prabhu of whole universe. So, maya adhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadvi parivartate. This whole material nature is working under my control. So, it's very natural. Suppose when you are traveling in a train, okay, somebody gets heart attack and you happen to be a doctor, and then you just take his hand, or you may do CPR, whatever, and then who are you? Why are you doing? Nobody else is coming and doing. He says, no, I am a qualified doctor, if you say. Is there anything wrong? A doctor saying that I am doctor? So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. It is saying that I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is not saying out of pride, he is not showing off. You see, Krishna lies down on a bed of a snake. And from his navel one lotus flower comes. And from that lotus flower Brahma comes. And Krishna gives knowledge, Brahma, you go and do creation. And before Brahma was sent into the universe, Krishna had already created this universe. Brahma doesn't create the universe. Who creates the universe? It's Vishnu. So Lord has created the universe. And the same Lord is showing his Vishwarupa in Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? And the same Lord is showing the whole universe to Arjuna. What else proof do we require that Krishna is the Supreme Lord or not? And if somebody wants to stick on to their argument, we have no argument with them. We have got pramana, the authority, as Bhagavad Gita itself. And if they have some other pramana, we have no argument with them. Just leave him alone. So, we take the pramana of the Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and based on that authority, we believe that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and Krishna himself is telling in Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam, everywhere. So, and when it comes to, do you have personal realization? Did you see Krishna? Have you seen America? Have you seen, what is the American president's name? Joe Biden. Have you seen? No, I have not seen. Then how you can believe that he is the president of America? You have never personally met him, and you have never personally shook your hand with him, isn't it? Still you are believing, so based on some authority. So, based on the authority of the acharyas, based on the authority of the parampara, and based on the authority of the shastras, we are believing. Yes, I am a completely layman, I am a fool number one, I don't know anything. Just like you are believing Joe Biden is President of America, I am believing Krishna is a Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like that we can tell. We don't take anything on our shoulder, but we are taking authority. Making sense?
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, if not, then we will end the session now in the class. We will join the Arati and then Prasadam will be there for all. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.